Okay, hi. I'm going on a cruise in 10 days and I'm totally excited. I'm just sitting here in Montezuma's restaurant in Cairns, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to share with you a couple of little tips that I learnt last year while I was on a cruise on how to stick with your fitness goals and how not to put on weight. And I say how not to put on weight because I know most of us, when we go on a cruise, the first thing we think about is food, drinks, cocktails, and that's the whole exciting part. However, this year, I know I'm not going to put on weight. Last year I put on about 3 kilos and I got really slack and didn't hardly do any runs, but I'm telling you this year that's not going to happen. My first little tip is, my husband, he's an engineer and he's got it all planned out for me. He's mapped out exactly when we're going to do our runs. We've actually got our running goal in plan, and next year in June we're running in a marathon and a half marathon. So he said to me, you know what? We need to stick it out over the cruise and we need to stick with our goals. So he's actually done a schedule up and he made me actually take a photo of it on the phone. So I've got no excuse to say I've forgotten my schedule or anything like that. I'm going to have it with me all the time. And he said he's even going to set the alarm and wake me in the morning so that I get out there and I do my runs on the days. But the key thing that he did was he actually looked at the cruise planner and looked at the days we're at port and the days we're not at port, and he scheduled our runs so that we're running on days that we're not at port. And that way we've got no excuse not to fit it in, honestly. I mean, there's absolutely nothing to do on a cruise, so why should we not be able to fit our run in? That's the first little tip. And I know the other couples that are coming on the cruise with us, they said to us, well, now we'll do it with you. So that's encouraged them, which is fantastic. The second thing we make sure we do every time is that we take the stairs. And last year we were quite clever and we booked our actual our room, our cabin, in the bottom floor, and I know the restaurant was at the top floor, so we had to take the stairs every time we wanted to eat. However, this year we've the cruise ship is a little bit different, and we're actually one flight away from our from the restaurant, so we're going to have to work out what we're going to have to go and see that's at the top and the bottom floor. But the key is to make sure you take the stairs, because every step you take is a little bit of exercise. So that's going to help you to keep that weight off. And don't take the elevators, even if you have to think in your head that they're broken down. Make that your plan. So taking the stairs is a must. The third thing is to make sure you're always eating in the restaurants if you can. If you're going into where the buffet is, guess what we do? We fill our plates up. The food is so great. We're going on Royal Caribbean, and we went on Royal Caribbean last year, and the food was absolutely fantastic. That when we went to the buffet, we just filled our plates up and no one can possibly eat what they put on their plate. So we've decided this year we're actually going to dine, and I'm excited because you know what? I want food served to my table. I don't want to have to go up and get my own food. I'm a mum of two teenagers and I do that too often, so this time they're going to serve me, and that way your portion sizes are going to be limited. So that's a real big thing to do. And the last thing that I'm going to do personally is I'm going to take a dress that's a fitting dress. And my plan is that by the end of the cruise, to prove all these little tips and to make sure that I've stuck with my routine and stuck with everything, is I'm going to be wearing that dress on the very last night of the cruise. And hopefully I'll be able to zip it up and squeeze back into it. And that's my plan. Now, if you want to find out how I've gone and see if these tips really work, and to find out more tips, because this is my second cruise, so I believe I'm going to be a cruise expert after this. If you want more tips and you want to find out more about cruising and what you can do on a cruise and that, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Karen St. Armand, and follow me, because when I come back, I know I'm going to have lots of videos and lots of little tips to post, and I'm going to be out there looking forward to sharing those with you, because cruising is so exciting and it's one of the best holidays we can possibly do. So thank you, and 10 days time you won't be hearing from me because I'm going to be out in the middle of that ocean and I'm going to still be running.